The killer strapped a bomb tightly under the car and quickly left. The bomb started its countdown the moment it was installed. Mark had no idea about any of this. He drove down the road with a relaxed smile, but suddenly, a bee flew into the car. Mark waved his hands trying to chase it away, yet he couldn't get it out. Within seconds, the bee completely pissed him off. He jerked the steering wheel and pulled over hard. He got out and started wildly swatting at the bee, but he never noticed the bomb strapped to the back of the car. Mark saw the bee land on the rear bumper. He immediately took off his shoe to smash it. Seeing this, the killer thought the job was already done, but he never expected this. Mark was now standing in front of his blown-up car, secretly feeling lucky. The next day, Mark drove out again. Just then, the killer showed up again. This time he pulled out a gun and opened fire. Yesterday's failure had left him furious. The bullet hit Mark's gas tank this time. Gasoline immediately started pouring onto the road, but Mark was busy calling his wife, so he still didn't realize the danger was getting close. The conversation with his wife made him even more annoyed. He reached to press the cigarette lighter, but he accidentally pulled the lighter completely out. Mark didn't think and casually tossed it away. The spilled gasoline was suddenly set on fire, and the next second, however, Mark was still thinking about what his wife had just told him. He didn't notice anything happening behind him. Luckily, the killer jumped out of the car in time. That was the only reason he survived. But from that moment on, he marked Mark as a top-level threat. 2 failed missions in a row made the boss furious. He ordered Mike to finish the job immediately. At this time, Mark drove into a gas station, but he had no idea disaster was right around the corner. Mike wanted to make sure nothing could go wrong, so this time he hired a top professional killer. Meanwhile, a mechanic noticed a hole in Mark's gas tank, but Mark didn't take it seriously at all, so the mechanic stuck his chewing gum over the hole. Mark walked to the side to wash his hair, but he didn't know the killer was already in position behind him. The killer poured poison onto a handkerchief, then he quietly moved closer to Mark, but suddenly, yet the man who caused all this chaos, Mark, still knew nothing. He had just styled his hair and felt very satisfied. He put on his hat and got ready to leave, but he was about to miss another deadly danger again. Just then, the killer finally crawled out from a pile of tires, but the device in his hand suddenly got triggered. It instantly blew out a whole row of tires. People say things never fail 3 times. The boss was completely enraged after so many failed missions. This time he decided to handle it himself. Mark had just returned home with his family, but he didn't know someone was hiding behind the door, and that person was aiming a gun at him. Mark and his wife were shocked, but the boss could never have imagined this. The spot he chose to hide in would become the biggest regret of his life.
We're their guardian angel now.
That's a surprise to see me.